It's peak fraud. The Somalis are desperate and they're scrambling like roaches. So it looks like they made a Craigslist ad looking for child actors. Let's dive into this post really quick. So daycare hiring child actors for a 3-day contract. Help us daycare. Hi all, my family runs a daycare here in the city and have over 5 years. Until Monday, when funding was cruelly ripped away without cause. Already it sounds like a Somali person typed this up. Due to this insane, poor decision, clear in white supremacy, we had to close our doors immediately. A Somali person definitely wrote this based on the grammar. We must prove we are a function daycare to get the funding back. The issue is the entire client base has already found new daycare services, so we need to find new client space quickly. I think they're trying to say a new client base quickly. To help hurry the state vetting process, we are looking to hire 20 child actors for 3 days while state is present on site. Oh my goodness. This is so bad. They're not even trying to hide the fact that everyone can see this on Craigslist. They're trying to pass an audit and they need children to make it look like they have a lively, functioning daycare. That is insane. We pay up to $1,500 an actor per day. If you are interested, please send your child's age and a note of what makes your child a special actor. Submit phone number as well, as we will be doing quick phone interviews as part of hire process. Those phone interviews will be quick because they're desperate. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to read this ad. Compensation, $1,500 per day up to 3 days, $4,500 total. Employment type, contract. No experience required, job title, actor. You got that right. Definitely an actor. This is a crisis for them. This is a crisis actor. Guys, we have them on their heels. This is getting ready to implode, and this is going to be the most corrupt case in the history of the United States of America if we keep applying pressure. We as law-abiding citizens who do things day-to-day correctly, we live according to the law, we work hard trying to slowly elevate for ourselves and of course for our families. We're the ones being robbed because they're allowing these Somalis to jump in the front of the line, get everything paid for, sponsored by the government, while we are getting taxed to death and they can care less what happens to us as law-abiding citizens. We're the Americans here. The Somalis are here leeching off of our system. Don't take your foot off the gas, guys. Keep exposing them, keep showing up with cameras, keep putting out these exposés. Who cares what Tim Walz says, trying to diminish the contributions we're making. We're doing his job for him. If he cared about justice, he will be out there in the streets trying to figure out what's happening, but he's not. He's hiding, of course, at the state capitol, and of course, he just admitted he's no longer running for a 3rd term.
Major breaking political news out of St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tim Walz will not seek re-election as governor, and what a fall from grace this has been for him. You might recall in the spring of 2023, he pushed through several progressive ideas to the state legislature that caught the attention of Barack Obama, who went to Twitter to give his endorsement for the programs, which eventually caught the attention of people like Kamala Harris, who chose him to be her running mate as the vice president. Introduced in Chicago at the convention in August of last year, a debate that was an absolute disaster with J.D. Vance at one point called himself a knucklehead, but after reportedly billions of dollars have been stolen from taxpayers, by way of the state of Minnesota, Tim Walz says he will not seek a 3rd term. What a remarkable 2 years in the national spotlight has been for him, Dana.
And Walz hit Trump in his...
Guys, what an admission of guilt. The Minnesotans deserve this first and foremost. I'm so happy he's stepping down. He's not seeking a 3rd term because of all the allegations of fraud in the tens of billions of dollars. I've never seen a more anti-American, a more treasonous governor in my lifetime, and I think he will go down as one of the worst governors, other than Gavin Newsom, in the history of the United States of America.
We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. We've got
That's the first lie he's trying to slip into the narrative. Nobody broke into daycares. If someone broke into a daycare, they could be arrested. Nick Shirley never got arrested. Nobody called the police on him. We all watched the videos. He didn't break into anything. When the police were called, he left.
President of the United States demonizing our Somali neighbors and wrongfully confiscating funds that Minnesotans rely on. It's disgusting and it's dangerous. Republicans are playing politics with the future of this state. It's shameful. And I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. We welcome ideas from anyone, in any party, from any walk of life, who wants to help us continue to stay ahead of these criminals.
It sounds like you're gambling with the future of Minnesotans by giving all their tax dollars away to the third world nation known as Somalia. The Somalians have leached off of the Minnesotans for so long. The standard of living has decreased dramatically, while the Somali community standard of living, for some strange reason, keeps going up. They're buying nice homes, nice cars, and they have money to make political contributions to Democratic candidates all over the country. How is that so? It sounds like you gambled with the future of Minnesotans.
And we welcome the involvement of the federal government. I am grateful to the career professionals at the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI who have been helping us fight this fight for years. But I cannot abide the actions of the political leadership in Washington. These opportunists are willing to hurt our people to score cheap points. They and their allies have no intention of helping us solve this problem, and every intention of trying to profit off of it.
This is a common Democratic defense, is tag Trump with anything to deflect blame and attention towards him. How are we profiting off of this when we are the ones supplying the dollars for this broken system that you and your friends are utilizing? It has nothing to do with Trump. This is not a Republican issue. Minnesota has been Democratic historically longer than any other state in the US. You can't blame anybody but yourself. You allowed this to happen under your watch, and you're trying to, of course, obfuscate blame till this day. You're not addressing everything head on. And you want to belittle the people who are doing the work that you're supposed to be doing by calling them mere YouTubers, independent journalists. They're doing the job that you're supposed to be doing. You should be thanking them. I want you guys to see some more corruption that's going on. So this is Abdi Daisane, a Somali daycare owner running for Minnesota Congress as a Democrat. His Blooming Kids Child Care Center has racked up 82 violations in 3 years, including having just one chair for 150 plus kids while pocketing millions in taxpayer funds. Again, this is Abdi Daisane. This is the network of corruption that exists in Tim Walz's Minnesota. These guys are making so much money off of these daycares. They're placing themselves in positions of power to keep the gravy train going. You guys are always curious why sensible legislation never gets passed. It's because they create for themselves a network of corruption, only allows in things that benefit their agenda and blocks out everything else. You guys remember, America exists to supply the resources to shift us into a new world order. That's how they view us. We're indentured servants, paying tax dollars that they will choose what to do with. Not you or your vote, just them. We as Americans are being ruled over by people who hate us. You have to understand this.
Just a little bit of
This is absolutely hilarious, but it's so true. She's on her way to Minnesota to open up a daycare, not taking chances with the Powerball anymore. We understand George Orwell in 1984 told us that the lottery was all actors. It's all facade, guys. It's not real. So go to Minnesota, open up a daycare, stress-free, high-earning career right there. That's a stress-free, high-earning business venture right there. Look how it's benefited everyone else but Americans. So why? I understand the humor.
All right, ready. Whoa, wait a minute. There, that's better.
That was a sign. That was a sign they gave the world that they were captured territory. My home state, Minnesota, and my hometown, Minneapolis, this was the sign that they gave to let the world know we belong to Somalia. You've been conquered. So my first prayer for the state of Minnesota when Hopefully we're smart enough to elect a Minnesotan next or a Republican next time. I pray that we return our old flag back as the official state flag for the state of Minnesota. This is absolutely terrible. Aesthetically, it was absolutely ugly. Just like the nation of Somalia, it looks exactly like the Somalian flag, except for small minor alterations. We understood what it was, and there's no surprise now that it was the Somalians who were leeching off of us this entire time. That was a sign that they gave the international community that they were a captured territory. So here we have Trump doing a great job ending the gravy train to the state of Minnesota. So of course, it was the Biden admin that gave child centers billions without verifying attendance, allowing loopholes and fraud. The Biden administration didn't require verification that kids were attending child care centers before sending them as much as $19 billion in federal funding, a stunning oversight the Trump admin is trying to reverse. Trump Health and Human Services officials announced Monday it would restore attendance-based billing and reverse a Biden-era practice of states paying the child care centers without proper checks. The President Biden rule took effect April 30th, 2024, meaning more than $19.3 billion in taxpayer dollars over 20 months may have been spent before President Trump could correct provisions that could have prolonged massive daycare fraud in Minnesota. Congress appropriated this funding to support working families and ensure children have safe places to grow and learn, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy said. Loopholes and fraud diverted that money to bad actors instead. Today we are correcting that failure, returning these funds to the working families they were meant to serve. I'm interested in how they're going to return the funds. Between 2021 and 2024, the admin for children and families shelled out more than $91.8 billion from its Child Care Development Fund, the CCDF, a federal block grant program that helps fund child care in states. A whopping $56 billion went out the door just in 2021 during the height of the COVID pandemic. So thank goodness for Trump and his administration getting on top of that. All the money, of course, has been flowing out of taxpayer paychecks and the taxes we pay on everything, sales, local, state, federal, every other tax and fee that we pay to just survive in this country. Over 50% of paychecks going to taxes. At least we understand that Trump is trying to do something about it. I'm ecstatic that Tim Walz is no longer running for a third term, but I absolutely believe he needs to step down immediately, effective immediately. What Tim Walz has done to the state of Minnesota is not just corrupt. I believe this is on the level of treason. I believe he should be tried for treason. I'm sick and tired of politicians getting away with taking advantage of the American taxpayer and nothing happens to them. So again, you guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Deuces.